This is Short Hammer. It is the 12th of February, 2020, and this is Trading Zones. Now, this is DLTR on the daily chart, and I was watching this the other day, and I just got so tied up today with some other tickers. I totally missed this. It dropped into one of my supply demand areas, and I was supposed to get long off of this area no matter what. And it's a if you're looking at the wave, and it's how I look at things weird sometimes. Not they don't have sometimes I guess the best explanation as to why I like to take things at certain levels. But if it's in my demand area and I'm looking at these candle waves, we have a higher low here, and we'll see if we push up through this 89 area. But this was the area I should have gotten long yesterday, and I'll probably get long. Well, see, this is my conundrum, you could say. So I usually dislike taking a position in between my zones because I use my zones as my stop loss, right? Usually, either zones or I use the pivots, right? So for me, getting long off of this area was a perfect risk reward for me and my trading style. Getting long here is not exactly the perfect risk reward because my stop would be back below this, right? And so what I really would prefer is if we opened up above the 89.42 area, and then I could sort of use this as my level to take it into the 91s. Can't believe I missed this easy play. I believe earnings is coming up. I do like Dollar Tree. I do like these levels where it is right now. And maybe we're going to go higher. I do believe we are. So I'll be keeping an eye on Dollar Tree and looking for a good entry on this intraday. And I might pick up if I can trade, if I can get enough contracts or maybe shares. I'm not sure, but if I get enough contracts or shares on this, I might be able to get a free ride into earnings. So we'll see if I could do that. Be exit a whole bunch of stuff green and then ride a couple free into earnings to see if we get a push back up into this 94 area. But that's really my target on DLTR is a push into the 94 area. We'll see if we get there. Let's see on the 4 hour. Usually when things are challenging financially for people, places like Dollar Tree, they do well. When the economy goes south, Dollar Tree usually has a spike in sales. And if that's my understanding, I might be off on that, but I think when things are tight, Dollar Tree goes up. So we'll see. It looks like it almost double tapped here at this 88.60 area. So we'll see what we do tomorrow. I'll be keeping an eye on Dollar Tree. This was a buy zone for me, and we'll see if we can get a push back up above the 89, then potentially into the 91s. I do like Dollar Tree. Okay, back to the daily chart. Let's take a look at ABBV. Okay. So on ABBV, we initially got long down here, exited here, and I've played it in between these levels on the way up. I've been day trading it, and the next level I'm waiting for is a break over the 98.30s. We'll see how that is now. Like I'm day trading this, not swinging this, but this would have been a good swing from down here. About a 12x return if I'd have held this all the way through. And my risk for what I paid for those contracts was very minimal, but it made really good money. And I really could have held all the way through. And really, it's not the money, it's more the setups that I like to talk about. Because once you have the setup right, then it's just a math equation. Whether you're putting in 5%, 10, whatever you're putting in, it's just a math equation if you get the setup right. So watching this, we'll see if we continue to the upside. I do like it. It does tend to run during the day and also pull back during the day. So it'll get to a certain level, get to a supply level, and then it'll sell back off. and then the next day they kind of pick it back up, push it like the next leg up. So I'll be watching this where it pushing to the 98s. We'll see if this holds. But I do like ABBV. If you go to the lower time frames, a little 4-hour, looks like it's either it's a little flag here. We'll see if we get another leg up into this area. But you can see these little plateaus as it's been climbing. We'll see if it continues or if we cool off a little bit. But I still like ABBV, and I'll be keeping an eye on it, especially if we get back over that 96.50 area. That's what I'm really looking for, a break upsides. But see, for me, I got to be so careful on this because it's in between zones. I would never be swinging this just because it's in between zones. So I'll be watching this to see if we get over this 98 area, and then we can sort of squeeze into the 101s. That's what I'll be looking for. As you can see, each zone that it's gone through, it's kind of held that zone on the break, maybe a slight back test. So I'm expecting the same thing all the way up into the 101s. We'll see if that momentum continues, if the buyers still have the appetite, and if the sellers are still a little bit skittish to try to hammer this. So I'm watching ABBV. Hopefully we continue more upside. Looking for the break of 96.50. We'll see if we get that. If we go to Intel, flip this to the daily. I like Intel a lot. So on the daily, in our previous video, I did mention all these levels of where to get long and where to take profits, zone to zone. So Intel is still pushing to the upside. We see a little bit of supply here, multi-day. We'll see if we squeeze through that. But if the market remains bullish, I expect Intel to remain bullish and continue to go to the upside. So I'll be watching Intel tomorrow. It's right at the 67.53 area, which is a supply area for us. So if we push above that, I will be getting long into the 68.50 with the stop being a break back below the 67.53 area and bearish candle formations. But if we're bullish candle formations above this, I'm long into the next level. We'll see how this shakes out, but I do like Intel a little bit. Kind of have to load up on contracts. Nice little pull back to here. Look at that. Kind of have to load up on contracts to get the numbers you want, but I do like it. We'll see. Look at those little topping. So we'll see how this works out tomorrow. I will be watching. If we sell, then I will be fading it down. So if we have bearish formations below the 67.53, I'll try to fade it down at the next candle structure or the next level here. We'll see. But I'll keep it tight on Intel because it may not have the range that I like intraday. But you can still get some good movement on this. Let's go back to the daily. Take a peek at Amazon. Ooh, Doji. So we'll see how this resolves tomorrow. But Amazon was interesting today. We did run up some more. And let's drop down to the 4-hour, see what we've got. A lot of the FANG stocks have this set up. So for me, if you watch my previous videos, what I mentioned on Amazon is over 2052, look for 2075. Over 2075, 2092. Over 2092, back up in 2130s, testing this high. So we're pushing. We can back test this. We'll see if we leg through or if we sell through. Either could happen. The way that I play Amazon is zone to zone. And intraday, I do use pivots on Amazon and a few other specific EMAs. I love Amazon a lot. I don't always like the premium on Amazon. And I don't always like the cost of the shares on Amazon. But I do like the range on Amazon. And Amazon is one of those tickers that it could be, massively beneficial for you if you're on the right side of it. And usually, I think, in my opinion, it's the most technically sound ticker that I've ever traded. So if you get your technical levels right on Amazon, you can really get a good movement on it. And we'll be watching to see if we have downside tomorrow, if the market's going to be red or what's going to happen. The market's in an interesting place. Powell is still speaking. I believe you have political situations going on in New Hampshire, I think, tonight. We'll see how that shakes out. But I am watching Amazon. It should give us some nice range going throughout the rest of the week. Look at this pull back to this area. Boom, boom, multiple taps. Maybe we'll see another tap here. It's looking like it wants to go back down a little bit. We'll see if we get that into the 2130s. And below 2130s, I have 2118s as another level. So we'll see if we get into that tomorrow, or where we open up gapped up or gap down. So I'll be watching this tomorrow to see what we have. Maybe a pushback. If we hold this candle structure, maybe we retest this candle structure, the upper portion is that. We'll see how that shakes out on Amazon. Let's go to the daily. Drop back to Netflix. Netflix is interesting. Nice strength, push through. See, as it pushed through all these levels just to strengthen the next level. But the volume that we, right after earnings. So we'll see. So we'll be watching Netflix, and we'll see if we hold the 370 area. 370.94 is what I have there. We're above that. So my next level is 384. We might see a little bit of turbulence heading into the 380 hole. But above 384, as I mentioned before, this area, this 384, 385-ish area has been a brick wall since 2018. If we break this, I'm comparing this to Tesla. So if they have the proper catalyst, this could be a crazy mover. And I'm not saying move 150 points like Tesla, but a break above this 384. And if we get some buying volume behind this, I think we can squeeze well up into these 400s. Maybe we'll test all-time highs. And it could, at the same time, it can reject here and we could sell back off. Either thing can happen. But the risk to reward, if we break and hold this, is that we're going to see some serious upside here. And we'll see if it goes parabolic for us, or if we just reject here and we repeat the same pattern of hit this area and sell. So we'll see on Netflix. I'll be watching it closely. There does seem to be even more competition entering the market for Netflix, but they still have a decided edge in the market, and I do like Netflix. So we'll see how that shakes out tomorrow. If you take a peek at the 4-hour, you'll see the same type of potential for a little bit of downside that you saw on Amazon. So we'll see how Netflix resolves tomorrow above the 370 90s. Buyers can still step in and squeeze this to the 384s. For me, I'm not fading this until it gets below that 370 90 area. And below that, I might be a little bit more bearish into the 360-179 area potentially. Maybe. We'll see how that works out. But just watching to see, because so far all these dips have been bought up and the bulls have been controlling the market. So when it comes to getting bearish, I'm not going heavy and I'm not getting overly excited until I see a clear setup level to level. Looking at NVIDIA, we mentioned above the 253, watch for a squeeze into the 260s. We got that. And now we're up around the 267 area. So our next level is 282. We'll see what the market gives us. Earnings is coming up, so be careful if you're in NVIDIA positions. If you want to scale some out, don't hesitate to do that. So a hold of the 267.80s, I will be looking for the next leg up. Let's see. What is this line? It's not showing exactly. Maybe it's 266.87. So a hold of that level. I'll be watching for the run into the 282s, but it has to be bullish. I'm avoiding this because earnings is right around the corner, and I'll see how earnings resolves, and I'll play the levels on earnings. But so far, this has been bullish and has been strong running into earnings. We'll see if this is a sell the results event, or if it's continuation to the upside. I'll be watching NVIDIA closely post earnings to see. I will be playing these particular levels post earnings, whether we gap down or gap up. I have room to play it either direction. So the chances of me playing earnings are low unless I decide to take some intraday positions, that will give me a free ride through earnings. We'll see how that works out. But we did get a few nice trades on this last week and the week before, and earlier in the week, but kind of leaving it alone now with earnings right around the corner. Let's look at the 4 hour, see how we look. Same candle formation that you saw on Amazon and on Netflix. You see this on NVDA, where it's saying, hey, we might pull back a little bit here. We'll see if this is a nothing burger and the bulls buy this bad boy up and we get a higher high and a squeeze tomorrow. We'll see if that happens. Let's take a peek at Facebook. So Facebook doesn't look happy. Look at the daily chart here. Okay, so a little bit of sell side here. We're in between zones. We're below the 210. This must have been an area I was using as a dip buy. Wow, I'll draw that here. And might be heading to the 203s. I will be watching this. Look at this volume candle. Woo. I'll be watching this headed into tomorrow, see if we see any pullbacks into the 208.69 area, maybe even the 210s. And I'll be looking to potentially fade that. But I have to see how it looks on the intraday. Let's look at the 4 hour. Oh, yeah. So we'll see if this right here holds. If it doesn't, maybe we drop down to this 203.75. I'll be keeping an eye on this. This is between zones. I prefer not to short that. So I'll wait for a potential pullback in the 208s. Or if I see some intraday entries that I like and the momentum continues to the downside, then I might slide in. But usually I tend to follow the trend of the market, and I try to stick to tickers that are either bullish on a bullish day or bearish on a bearish day. And I kind of try to ride that momentum in that direction. So if tomorrow we're bullish, I would be hesitant to play Facebook just because the general mood of the market may not be bearish, and I may not be able to get the continuation that I want. And that's just my personal preference. I mean, everyone trades a little bit differently. But I will be watching these levels on Facebook tomorrow. Do we have a retest of the 208.69, potentially in the 210s? And do we see weakness from that I can fade either back to this 206.90 area or down to the 203.75 on Facebook? We'll see how that shakes out. Go back to the daily. Let's go to a ticker that I really like, and I like to trade this when it's moving, and that is CI. So in CI, we did pull back bottom here and push back up. After earnings, it does tend to move in a direction with strength, and I am watching this push to the upside. I've been in and out of this. I really do like it a lot. We're testing the 215s. I'll see where we open tomorrow. We open tomorrow above the 215s, and there is bullish candle formations above this. I will be taking this into the 222s. I really like CI and its movement, and I like the company as far as their edge in the health insurance marketplace and how they offer so many different I'll say beneficial options to their patients. Not saying that they're a great company, like I know the ethics of the company and things of that nature, but I do think that they are an industry leader, and I like things that some of the products that they offer. Now, from the 215 level, if we see bearish candle formations below this, I might do a quick fade. I do have a level intraday, I believe, around I think it's 213.20-ish. I don't even know if we'll even pull back to that. But my dip buy was today in the 211s. And that's where I got you got to get long in the 211s on this bad boy, especially with the strength that it showed today. On the 5 minute, it was purely uptrending all day long. Let's see if I can pull this up. So if I drop down to the 5, it looks crazy. I don't know if I want to go through this because then I'm going to have to readjust all my charts. Let's not do that. Let's try to. Yeah, I'm not going to do that because I have this set for the higher time frames. I'm not going to do that to myself. But on the 5 minute, if you check out your 5 minute chart, this thing was uptrending all day. And not just CI, But if you look at Anthem, at a few of the other tickers, they're kind of headed in the right direction. Now, what you have to watch for, and I have not done all the lines. I haven't even done the lines on UNH yet. I'll do my lines on UNH, but I do like the direction that healthcare is heading. Be careful, because what happens in New Hampshire may affect healthcare. It seems like whenever Bernie Sanders does well, healthcare does bad, because I guess his political views on healthcare make healthcare investors a little bit skittish. So we'll see how that shakes out. But I do like CI. I will be keeping an eye on CI tomorrow above the 215s. I will be long, and I'll be riding this bad boy. So we'll see how this shakes out tomorrow. I do have a few pullback dip buy points. We'll see if we gap up or we gap down. But if we're above that 213.20s, I'm just the top of my head, I'm saying that level, if I remember it correctly. Even if we dip to that, I'll probably get long off of that area. But I have to see how we open and how people are reacting to the news out of New Hampshire, depending on who may win that one. So let's see what else. That. What else are we watching? The Dollar Tree. Now this is Apple. Looking at the daily chart. So we're unable to get back to those 328s. And right now we're back testing what looks to be the 318.70s. If we hold and we're bullish tomorrow, and I see bullish candle formations, I'll be long this back up into the 323, 325 area. If we go below this and I see a little bit of weakness in the market and we're bearish, I'll be short into the 312s, potentially lower, because Apple does have the what's the word, the character, I'll say, to overshoot these zones a little bit. So if we're going to be weak tomorrow, I will be a couple contracts into this, and I'll be riding into the 312s, potentially lower, and I may scale some out at the 312s. If we're strong, I'll be long, but I'll only be giving this about a $2 or $3 I'll say space to where I'll be looking to get out of this. So we'll see how Apple shakes out tomorrow. I am neither bullish or bearish on it. I just want to see where we open. And based on where we open, see, look at this. All these stocks have this look, these tech stocks have this look like they want to sell. But don't fall for it, because the bulls will dip by this bad boy. So I'm waiting to see. I need clear breaks of levels before I'll enter a position, whether long or short. And I need a little bit of momentum. So we'll see how Apple works out tomorrow. They do have stress on their supply chain based on what's going on in China with the coronavirus. They did say that Tesla opened back up its factory. So we'll see how things go for, I believe it's called Foxconn. I could be wrong. But how things go for Apple there, and if their things are back on track. So we'll see. But definitely watching this, and we'll see how this resolves tomorrow, whether we're holding this 318.70s or if we're below that and we have bearish candle formations, letting us know that we may have a little bit of strength. And also if we get a volume spike, we may have strength to the downside, and if the market's weak. If you liked this video, please tap that like button, and don't hesitate to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Power of Pivots, where you can look forward to receiving similar content from me, and also content from Elisa, as she shows you how she utilizes her Power of Pivot script to find great intraday entries and also swing trades. She does happen to trade futures and small caps also. So don't hesitate to sign up. Thank you for your time.